What's up everybody, I'm Brian from I Want Tesla, and today we're going to be discussing the Model Y, what I think about the Model Y, and well, I guess we're not really discussing it because this is a one-sided thing, but leave your comments down below what you think about this and we'll have a little dialogue through the comment section. Anyway, I feel very lucky that Karen and I were able to go to the Model Y event. There wasn't that many people. I guess we're done charging. I'm fully charging my car up so I can go up to Ohio today. All right, nice. Fully charged. Fully charged is not focusing on it, but it's 321 miles, fully charged. I'm heading up to Ohio today to help my in-laws move. But the Model Y, you guys didn't get to see it in person. It looks a lot better in person than it does online. And some of these pictures online look really good. I like this blue one here. Looks really good, aggressive. But in person, it looks really, really good. I think it's a better version of the Model 3. I don't really see it as an SUV. And I don't really classify, you know, these compact SUVs, I don't think of them as SUVs. I think of them as big cars. And that's what this is. So this is basically version, or the Model 3S model, if you go to the Apple stuff. It's a little bit better, bigger, the hatchback and all that kind of stuff. So a little bit more storage. If you like the car, if you like a smaller car, then get the Model 3. But if you need a little bit more space, you definitely need to go with the Model Y for not much more money. It's not that much more to go to the Model Y. I personally think it's the better looking Model 3. It's more bubbly. A lot of people said it's the chunky or the fat Model 3, and actually I did that too when I first saw the images, but in person it looks way better. I can't wait for everyone to see it in person. It's gonna be a little while, fall of 2020, so we're a year and a half away, but wow, that's a long time. Hopefully those numbers, or hopefully that time frame is conservative. You know, hopefully that's not Elon time, so we're not looking at spring of 2021. We'll see how it plays out a little bit. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. You can click the little logo here, or I think right down below here on the screen. I can't push it for you, but you can hit subscribe there. I mean, I do a lot of these videos every week, so a lot of this comes up in your recommended feeds probably, but please subscribe. It does help the channel. Also, that thumbs up button, please click that. It's not proven, but if you click the thumbs up button, you're gonna have a great day today. There's way more storage in the car, so they wouldn't let us open the frunk or the trunk, so I'm assuming there's more room in the trunk or the frunk. I'm assuming it's deeper because the hood's up a little higher, so you'd have more storage. You should be able to. I mean, because it's basically the Model 3, just lift it a little bit, so there is more ground clearance, but the hood's up higher, so there should be a deeper well in the frunk. And that's gonna be huge because, you know, if you look at the Jaguar I-Pace, you can fit maybe a piece of paper in there. There's really nothing, it's a useless frunk. This is going to be a usable frunk. The trunk, again, they would not let us open the trunk. The button was actually disabled. I think someone actually hit the button and it was disabled. Same thing with the lights, the interior lights, they disabled the interior lights. I mean, Tesla does this stuff for a reason. The car is gonna be a year and a half out, and they always have the event and test drives at night when it's dark. Knowing that cameras are not very good in the dark, you're not gonna be able to see details that you would really nitpick about, and that's what the internet's all about, is nitpicking about little things. There's way more storage. I mean, you sit up higher, so you're gonna have more storage on the interior of the vehicle. Not the center console or anything, that's identical to the Model 3. Actually the front seat area is identical to the Model 3. The back seat is where you have a little bit more leg room, I noticed. I didn't sit back there, but my wife did, and I saw the videos. But there's a little bit more room in the back seat for leg room, and you sit up a little bit higher, so it's gonna be more comfortable for taller people, like the front seats were. The front seats were actually, in the car they had, were just Model 3 seats on risers. They didn't tell us how tall the risers were, and it was too dark to really see anything like that, but I'm assuming like a 2-inch riser. The third row though, not much room. My wife was able to get some video of the third row. There's not much room at all. You can barely put kids back there. There were some adults back there that came out of the car during the event when it rolled up on stage, but they were very small adults. Kids would fit back there, I think, fine, and kids are gonna complain anyway, so just throw them back there. I'm getting it without the third row. Again, you get it quicker if you don't get the third row seat, but I believe you'll get storage underneath the floor, like you do in the Model X. There's storage underneath that front section and the rear section. There should be those lift tabs. Because, I mean, there already is in the Model 3. There should be one up front. Don't quote me on that. No one saw it. So I guess we'll see what that's going to be like. But the third row is very small. And unless you really need it, I would do without it. For $3,000, I would do without it. But there is a power lift gate. That is confirmed, power lift gate. That's great because it's a bigger lift gate. Because it is a big piece of, I mean, it's just like the Model S. It's that hatchback situation going up. And that's why there's no bar in the middle section there. It's more towards the back, just like the Model S, because you need that support for that large lift gate. Is it a power lift gate?
Yes, it will have a power lift gate.
Not sure, I just thought about this. Not sure if the standard version is going to have a power liftgate or not. They didn't give us many details. I asked a bunch of engineers there and they said power liftgate, but they didn't say, is that gonna be the standard? Because the standard edition is not coming out for a long time. So that one might just be a manual liftgate like the Model S had for the, I think the 40 kilowatts and the 60 kilowatt packs. I think that was a premium package, I believe. You leave that down below if I'm wrong. One nice thing I'm gonna enjoy about this is it has a hitch on the back. Not sure if that's gonna be an option or it's gonna be standard with the premium packages, but there is a space to remove a panel and there is gonna be a hitch on the back. It's not confirmed, no one said this from Tesla, not that I'm aware of, but there's a panel there. So if you can remove a panel, there's gonna be a space for a hitch. So there's gonna be, it's an SUV, there's gonna be a hitch. Some versions are gonna have the hitch. And getting back to the size, you know, it's a bigger Model 3. The Model 3 is already a bigger car than a lot of cars on the inside. This is just going to be that much bigger. So when you compare it to the BMW X4, the Mercedes GLC Coupe, the Audi Q5, it's just a lifted car with a little bit more space, but you're gonna have, in those cars, you're gonna have this giant engine, you're gonna have everything's gonna be crammed into the center because you need a trunk space, you need storage, you also need room for the gasoline engine, so everything is compacted. With the Model 3, there's none of those things, so you can stretch things out. That's why the Model 3 is very comfortable. The Model Y is gonna be that much more comfortable, in my opinion. 300-mile range as of right now. They could get better because the battery technology is getting better. As you saw, my car is fully charged right now. I'm leaving in like a half hour. That's why it's fully charged now. 321 miles is fully charged. The newer batteries, and this is, my VIN number is 11,880. So it's one of the earlier Model 3s. They've got better technology in these batteries. They constantly change the chemistry in the batteries. So the newer batteries are going to probably be able to get to that 325 miles. Granted, I do have 17,000 miles on the car, almost 18,000 miles, so it has, you know, lost some of it. You know, 300 miles on a rear-wheel drive Model Y is actually really good. 280, I think, on a Performance, which I ordered the Performance. Not sure if I'm going to keep that Performance. I might go to the rear-wheel drive, depending on which one comes out first, because I do want the car first. So I can make some videos on it and really take it apart and see how it works. But the roof on the inside, you know, everything's up a little bit higher than the 3. The all-glass roof, just like the Model S, was beautiful. It was gorgeous how much space that makes it feel without that bar in the middle. Just like my wife's Model S, it was nice. It made everything feel more roomy. You know, I'm assuming it's not going to be as dark a tint as the Model S. You know, some of those premium features are going to still stick with the Model S. It's still exciting to see all that glass, and I think it will need to be tinted. I will be tinting it when I get it. The Performance Model Y. Like I said, I did order the Performance Model Y because I'm used to this car, which is, they say 5.2 0-60. I've gotten a lot quicker than that. I think I'm used to that, so I want something better. Plus, the Roadster is going to be around the same time, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to keep the Roadster forever, so I might want to have a Performance, so once I get rid of that Roadster, I still have a Performance car. Or if I'm going to be, $12,000 cheaper, get a rear-wheel drive, and then keep the Roadster longer. I don't know. First world problems, I guess. I guess this whole company's first world problems. But 3.50 to 60, that I'm sure is conservative. So I'm sure it's going to be right around 3.3. You get the 20-inch wheels, the performance brakes, a little bit lower. I think the performance Model 3 is like 7/8 of an inch lower. I do think this Model Y lowered would look amazing on those 20s. A suspension system from Mountain Pass Performance on that to drop it down, really fill in the wheel wells, and I think it's going to be awesome. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm changing my mind so much now. An air ride. A lot of people asked about air ride. I asked all the engineers if it's going to have air ride. You know, no one knows. Everyone deferred all the questions as they didn't know yet because it's so early. But they said the 3 is going to have air ride technology. So I'm assuming this one will. I'm not sure if this is going to be just for the premium package and then you add that onto there. So maybe with the air ride you get more towing or if they're just going to go with the performance version, gets the air ride. Not sure how they're going to do it, but I did talk to a salesperson that was pretty well knowledgeable of Tesla, and some of the meetings he's been able to kind of guess a little bit. Obviously he's just a salesperson, doesn't know everything about the company, but he's thinking that the air ride is going to be more for the premium versions of that. They're going to bring out the air ride for the Performance Model 3s and the Performance Model Ys, and then make it an option for the other cars. You know, because I mean, at this point, really the performance is just a bigger inverter, put more power to the rear motors, because the rear motors are everything's the same. It's just you have more performance, so you have to give that little bit extra to make it worth the while going to that performance. Because the all-wheel drive or the dual motor one is very quick still too, so you really don't need the performance. You got to have a differential there. It doesn't have a differential, does it? No, it's a direct drive. So those are my thoughts on the Model Y, why I am going to buy the car, why I'm excited for it. I'm not sure if I'm going to get rid of Bob. I actually might keep Bob and rent him out on Turo, and then eventually when Tesla has their own ride-sharing thing, put him onto that so he can make money. But if you know anything about Turo, if you put your car on Turo and it has some horror stories, please let me know, because I'm doing my research on Turo. I guess I got a year really before I really decide if it's beneficial. Is Turo worth it? Is renting your car out really bad for it and it's going to depreciate it? Or if there's an accident, just give me those horror stories if you have any down in the comments down below. But also tell me what you're excited for on the Model Y. If you're excited for the height of the car, I mean, it is higher. It's going to be a lot higher. They wouldn't let us take tape measures out or anything like that. So, but it is higher. It's a taller vehicle so that you have more ground clearance. So, you know, if you have those rougher driveways or you like to go off-road a little bit, this car could do that. I say car, but it is a car. You know, if you're in snowy conditions, this will get through that snow a little bit better. It is going to be a little heavier, but not by much. They haven't said how much, but you know, there's a little bit more metal, so it's going to be a little bit heavier. I would assume maybe 500 to 700 pounds heavier, but that's a guess. I'm just an idiot on YouTube. I don't know these things. Leave what you're excited for in the comments down below. What you would like to see, what you would like to see them do. What do you think Autopilot's going to cost when that comes out? That's a year and a half from now. So, you know, Autopilot just changed back up to $5,000 after the cost. Are they going to offer free supercharging for the performance models? Are they going to, you know, what do you think is going to happen? As always, stay awesome, stay positive. Why? Because you need to. Because life is awesome. I'll catch you on the next one.